You good? Please have a seat. Prior to your testimony, I have to advise you that you do have the right to object to being recorded, broadcasted, or photographed while you're testifying. Do you object? You're good. Thank you. And you may inquire when you are ready.
Thank you. Will you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, Christopher Sands, S-A-N-D-S,
Where are you employed?
with the Ohio Attorney General's Office.
How long have you been employed there?
About 2 months.
What's your position?
Criminal intelligence analyst,
Where did you work before starting in that position?
the Ohio State Highway Patrol,
What was your position there?
public safety intelligence analyst, cell phone mapping, putting together link charts, putting together case products to assist with prosecution. And in addition to that, also taking large, complex sets of data and presenting them into a digestible, actionable product.
And since this was a position within the Ohio State agency, would you help any local agencies within Ohio?
Yes, the intelligence unit, which is where I was assigned, provides analytical resources to all law enforcement agencies free of charge.
What is your educational background that qualified you for that position?
I attended Mercyhurst University, where I have a foundation to be an intelligence analyst for the intelligence analyst methodologies. From there, I've also completed my Master of Public Administration from the Ohio State University.
Did you have an occasion to assist the Willowick Police Department in this case?
Yes.
And how did that begin? How were you assigned?
Detective Greg Spakes contacted the Ohio State Highway Patrol Intelligence Unit on our phone number, where we assist local law enforcement agencies where agencies make their requests. He contacted us advising he had 2 iCloud returns that needed to be analyzed. I happened to answer the phone that day on his call, and I basically began the process for the intake of those records and really began the requirements for the task that he was looking for.
What was involved in that process?
Returns for iClouds, and in that they were out of a physical child abuse case, and the Willow Police Department was investigating. He advised that he was looking for any text messages, photos, or other content that were in those iClouds that indicated any sort of physical child abuse.
Did you then receive those materials, the iClouds?
So Detective Spakes drove them to Columbus and provided them to my supervisor. Then, after discussing that case with my supervisor, who had assigned it to me to complete.
Are you based in Columbus?
Yes.
So once the supervisor is assigned it to you, do you receive those materials from Detective Spakes?
Yes.
I'm going to show you, it's been marked as State's Exhibit 8. Do you recognize what I'm handing you there?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the iCloud return data that was provided by Apple.
Did you have an opportunity to review what's on that USB previous to today?
Yes.
And how can you confirm that you've reviewed what's on there? Is there anything on the exhibit to indicate to you that you've seen that exhibit specifically?
After getting the requirements from Detective Spakes, looking for physical child abuse, I had went through the images, the text messages, videos, and the other other content that was on the that was stored and saved there on 2 iCloud returns. Then, after reviewing them and finding the content, I had then created a PowerPoint presentation to outline my findings that were relevant to the request.
And he had you as marked as State's Exhibit 9. Opened up the USB. Do you recognize the files within there?
Yes.
There are PowerPoint and some additional files. What are those additional files?
They are videos that were downloaded through the iCloud being that they are, they are videos that were located and downloaded from iCloud, being that they are Apple files, but coming from an Apple device, they are not embedded, not able to be embedded in a PowerPoint.
They were part of your report that you created?
Yes, they were just saved separately.
What do we see there?
This is the title slide that was provided to the Willwood Police Department. It's just summarizing the case number. The data is prepared. It was prepared by the Ohio State Highway Patrol Intelligence Unit, and it's just also stating this is an iCloud extraction analysis.
Moving on to the next slide, what can we see there?
This is the table of contents that are in the PowerPoint. This is to really assist the viewer or the reader of the data that is in here, so we'll go back and forth. It's just a listing of photo or listing of the information that we have here, what we will go over today.
What can we see on this next slide?
So this is an overview of the iCloud extraction that I performed. The analysis was performed using the data extraction of 2 iCloud returns, which were received following a search warrant that was submitted to Apple by the Willwood Police Department. There were 2 iCloud accounts that were obtained. One was Megan Bayko at iCloud.com, and then the other one was Brian Cameron at iCloud.com. The request that I was made was to identify evidence of child abuse and child neglect, as well as locate any images depicting bruising or other injuries on the child, and identify any evidence of drug purchase or drug usage that may have been occurring during the time of our review period.
As it related to the child abuse?
Correct. To do that, there were an Axiom, which is Magnet Axiom is a well-known digital forensics analysis software application. The United States Secret Service had taken the iCloud data in a raw form that it was received, and it had it downloaded and encrypted and uploaded it in Magnet Axiom. The program makes the information very digestible and presentable, so it can be seen in a way that makes sense rather than just having a bunch of files, which is how the iCloud originally returns hundreds of thousands of files. Magnet was set together. And then the timestamps in there are converted from UTC to Eastern. And although it is possible, depending on how Magnet is structured, that some of those text messages are still in UTC.
Do you know the time difference between a UTC and Eastern?
Yes, it is either 4 or 5 hours depending on daylight savings.
So any text messages?
-4 or 5, I'm sorry, -4 or 5.
So any text messages that may have obtained a UTC time would still be within 4 or 5 hours of the time that would have been here Eastern time in Ohio?
Yes. This is a screenshot of the home screen of Magnet Axiom.
So this is what the digital forensic software that you used looks like?
Yes.
And this is that program that allows you to then, in a readable form, see all of the data from the iCloud backups?
Yes.
And if you could explain some of the things that you made note of from this screen, or why you took this.
Yes, this is just showing the overview of the software and the return that I analyzed. This screen is Megan Bayko at iCloud.com. iCloud that's in here that was analyzed in Axiom. This iCloud has over 327,000 unique artifacts or records. And then you can also see here, this is the United States Secret Service's case number and who had uploaded and processed information into Axiom, or Magnet Axiom. And then on this slide, it is the same overview, but this one is for the Brian Cameron at Gmail or iCloud backup here. This iCloud return had over 667,000 records in them. And then the Secret Service had also had uploaded this in Axiom.
I'm going to move over to the next slide here, titled Notable Photos of McKenna and Cameron's iCloud. Is this the cover page for the slides that we're about to see essentially?
Yes.
And what do we see here on the next page?
This is just a summary of what is to come of the following slides. The photos that are listed here are in chronological order. All those photos are listed first with the most recent listed last. The first photo that's listed in here is April 5th, 2024, and the last photo in here is May 19th, 2024. These photos include the metadata that was located in Axiom.
What can we see here on this next slide?
This is a photo of McKenna in like a bassinet. And then on the right side, we see the metadata that is out of the iCloud return. This data that is in here shows the dates of the file up here, gives some information about the device that took the photo, and then it's also giving the location of where this photo was taken. But the main key components here is the date and time that this photo was taken and created. And then down here, we also can see that it was taken out of Cameron's iCloud.
And will the next slide also include information or note why this photo was included in your presentation?
Yes. As you can see on these photos that we will go through here, arrow will depict where I have located evidence of bruising. Right here you can see there's a bruise right around the child's right cheek, just to the right side of her mouth.
And throughout your presentation, be fair to say that this is the form. There's a slide with the metadata and then a second slide with the photos.
Yes.
I'm going to bring you back just one slide.
Okay.
I know you pointed it out, but for the record here, what is the date of this photo?
April 5th, 2024.
Moving on to this next photo here.
This is a photo that was also taken on April 5th in the same location. It's just taken at a different angle, also located in Cameron's iCloud. This is just another photo of the bruising that you can see right here, right around the cheek.
They're on her right cheek.
Yes, on her right cheek. This photo is dated April 11th, 2024, and you can see that with the next slide we'll see that there are several bruises on her face. We have a very slight bruise, looks like an older bruise here on the forehead. Here we have a little cut above her right eye, and then we have bruising that is similar on both sides.
Moving on to the next photo.
Yes, this photo is also dated April 11th, taken a short time after the previous photo. Bruising that is on her face. We have a little bit of a cut above the eye, bruising on either side of her mouth, and then the bruise on the forehead.
Are there any bruises around her nose or eyes?
It looks like there's potentially a bruise right here as well.
Anything around her eyes?
It looks like there's some sort of discoloration or mark right here as well. It was taken on May 2nd, and we will see that there's additional bruising on her face as well in the next slide. There's a slight bruise that is up here, but then there's a more notable bruise that is right here on the bridge of the nose. And as we will see in the following slides, this bruise. And as you can see, there's going to be a bruise that is up here on her forehead as well. Next slide. Yes, there's a bruise right here, right on the forehead on May 6th. There's still those.
Moving on to the next slide.
This photo is also dated May 6th, taken slightly after the previous photo. We'll see just a different angle of the bruising.
I'll move on to the next slide.
There is, you can see the bruise here on the forehead, and then a little bit of the bruise here on the bridge of the nose, and then there's also a bruise on her abdomen. This photo is taken the following day on May 7th, 2024, and there's additional bruising you can see here.
On the next slide.
There's a bruise here on the forehead, and then the bruising here on the bridge of the nose. This photo was dated May 15th, 2024. We will see more bruising on her face in the following slide. You can see the bruise is still on the forehead, and then there's the nose, and again, the bruising of the nose looks like it's expanded.
What is the date on that?
I'm gonna bring us back
Yeah.
next slide. Yeah. The date.
The date is May 15th, 2024.
Thank you.
And move us over the slides to the next photograph.
The next photograph that is listed here is on May 17th, 2024. And we can see there's more bruising on her nose. We have a smaller bruise on the forehead, a bruise here in between the eyebrows, and then the bruising on the bridge of the nose. We have a bruise here on her abdomen, and then we have some sort of mark or something in her left eye. There's bruising throughout on her face, and we can see this at a different angle. Between the eyes around the eyebrow area and then up here on her forehead.
This next slide.
This next slide is dated May 18th, 2024. We can see that there's bruising is also still present on the bridge of the nose. You can see it's very bruising here. There's a slight mark here, and then bruising here on the right cheek.
Moving on to the next photo.
This photo is dated May 19th, 2024. She's in a bassinet. We can still see bruising on her face. And right here and here.
We pointed out to her.
Back top. There are notable photos that were located.
So we'll have a photo with the metadata that gives us the date, and then second slide with the same photo noting the injuries.
Yes.
So what is the date of this first photo that you have?
This photo was created on April 13th, 2024. As you can see here on the left cheek, there's some bruising here and in here.
And on the next slide.
Yeah, the next slide is a screenshot that was created on May 30th, 2024. However, the photo that is here is dated April 16th. And we can see that there's bruising on the left cheek here, bruising in the left eyebrow area.
Moving on to the next photo.
The next photo was taken as a screenshot on May 30th. However, the date on this is April 29th. We can see some slight bruising here on the bridge of the nose. There appears to be a slight cut on the tip of the nose. And we have bruising here and here on the left cheek.
Moving on to the next photo.
This photo is dated May 14th, where she is on Cameron's shoulders.
What was of note in this photo?
This photo is notable is how she is sitting on his shoulders, where it feels like she's not supported or can easily fall back.
In this next photo?
This next photo is the same, pretty much the same photo, just taken a few seconds apart on May 14th as well.
And was this of note for the same reason?
Yes.
And in the photo, can you tell how she's being held up on his shoulders?
He is holding her by her feet and ankles here.
Moving on to the next slide.
The next slide is dated May 8th, 2024, and we will see more examples of bruising on the next slide. We'll see the bruise that's here on her forehead, and then we can also see the bruise that's in the bridge of the nose area.
And in this next slide?
Next slide is also dated May 8th, 2024. Bruising up here on the forehead, bruising on the bridge of the nose, and then there's a slight bruise here under the left eye.
The next slide.
The next slide is dated May 23rd, 2024, and she's in a bassinet, and there's also some bruising that's visible on her face. But we can see that there's still bruising up here in the bridge of the nose, bruising on the forehead, and there's also a bruise right here on the left cheek.
Moving on to the next slide.
Yeah, the next slide is the next section we will go over is just more of the same photos and the photos that are listed in here are the oldest photos listed first, with the most recent photo listed last. The photos display the bruising that was requested to be located. These are all located on camera in Megan's iCloud. This photo was located or taken on March 30th, 2024. This was located in Megan's iCloud. We can see here there is a bruise on her cheek, and we can also see there's a bruise in the collarbone area from when she was born all the way through May that were in there.
And you only found, what time period did you find bruises?
March of 2024 through May.
Now, are you aware of, was there a video associated with this photo? Or a live photo?
A live photo is in an Apple device where it will capture and record as you take the picture. So at the preceding couple of seconds, it will basically
Is this the live photo that's associated with what was in your presentation?
yes. Of the live photo that was taken.
Bring us back to the presentation now. And the date of this is March 30th of 2024.
Yes.
Moving on to the next slide here.
Again, another photo that was located in Cameron's iCloud dated April 5th, 2024, and there's bruising on the cheek.
And then the next photo.
April 5th, same photo, or I'm sorry, the same date, just showing the bruising in this area as well. Next slides here, we're just going to go chronologically in order for clarification. That's why we're seeing them again. We're just really, I think, depicting the flow of the bruising between the two file formats, or the two iClouds. April 9th, we have a little mark and a cut on her above her right eye. April 11th, out of Cameron's iCloud, we can see bruising on her forehead, here, and then on either side of her cheek. Also on April 11th, we can see just another angle of bruising on her. On April 13th, we see the bruising here on her left cheek. April 16th, we have a bruise that is above her on her left eyebrow, and we still have the bruising present here on the left cheek. On April 29th, we can see there's a little bit of a cut on the nose. You're starting to see some bruising here on the bridge of her nose, and we still have bruising on both sides of her cheeks. On May 2nd, we can still see the bruising present here on the bridge of the nose. There's a little bit of bruising here on the cheek, and then up here on the forehead as well. Bruising here on the forehead, and then the bridge of the nose as well.
This is on May 6th.
May 6th, yes, I'm sorry. May 6th, the same bruising present, and you can also see the bruising here on her abdomen, her chest, also dated May 6th. The following day, on May 7th, we can see that there's bruising here and here. The next day, on May 8th, the same bruising present here on the bridge of the nose and on the forehead. Also on May 8th, bruising present here on the bridge of the nose, forehead, and then there's some slight bruising here on the left cheek. May 15th, we still have a little bit of the bruising present here on the forehead and then bruising here on the bridge of the nose. May 17th, this is the photo where we have bruising on multiple spots on the forehead, the bridge of the nose, and then the eye, around her eye, and then there's bruising here on her collarbone or her abdomen area, chest area, shoulder, I guess, or shoulder, just on her torso. Also dated on May 17th, you see the bruising here, on the nose, and then also on her right cheek. Bruising here present on the forehead, multiple locations, and then the bridge of the nose, and also between the eyebrows, forehead area.
So on May 18th?
Yes, on May 18th, we still see a bruise here on the right cheek, and then the bruising is still present here on the bridge of the nose and on the forehead.
This is on May 19th?
May 19th, we have bruising here on the bridge of the nose and present on the right cheek. This one was dated May 23rd. We can see still bruising here and in this area as well. So the next slide here is going to be text messages that were located in iCloud where there's a physical abuse discussion. For clarity, Megan's comp texting responses and messages are going to be in the blue boxes, whereas Cameron's will be in the gray boxes.
Moving on to the next slide, if you could please read the text messages through the slide, and if you could, proceeding to every content of the message, say who sent the text.
Yes. So on April 23rd, Cameron stated, "Yeah, no shit, the shit's just uncalled for to say." Megan then replies a few seconds later, says, "I know, baby," and then sends a second message saying, "I'm still making your mac and cheese." The conversation continues from Cameron about a minute later, where he says, "Cause I'm about to sit here and beat a 5-month-old. If I would hit her or anything on her head, she would be in the hospital. Is never do that shit, and that's why it pisses me off so much." And then at 3:48, Megan responds, "I know she feels bad about it, and we all know you wouldn't. I don't know why she would say it, but she definitely feels bad." Cameron then responds about almost 30 seconds later and says, "What do you mean she feels bad about it?" Megan then said, "I don't know, I more so mean I think she feels bad about saying it."
Moving on to the next slide.
At
Is this
three-
a continuation of the conversation?
Yes, this is a continuation of the conversation. Cameron says at 3:50, "Oh, I don't know, shit's irritating because I love kids and wouldn't hurt them." Megan responds about 20 seconds later, says, "I know, baby," and they know that too. And then says, roughly at the exact same time, "For real," FR meaning for real. And then Cameron says about 40 or so seconds later, "There was no need to say that for real, and will you make Ma a small bowl of that?"
Moving on to the next slide.
This is on May 8th from Megan's mother asking Megan why she looks like she got punched in the face. Megan responds, "Well, let me know what you're thinking. I can take her if need be, and because she bruises easily, she plays with the toy and she whacks herself with it, and there's a bruise. She wakes up with a bruise from who knows what. I think she's got low iron. She goes to the doctor on Friday, so I'm going to ask her doctor about it."
And this message was sent on May 8th.
May 8th, that's correct. This is also Megan's mother, a text message from May 23rd, 2024. Megan's mother states, better be, she crabby. Grandma thinks she's getting beat up.
Is there an emoji there with an injured?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's an emoji that's got like a head bandage on it. And Megan responds within a minute. It says she isn't. I'm with her 24/7. She bruises easily. She's gonna have to get blood drawn for real. And we leaving after they call his sis name. This is the last part of the conversation.
Moving on to the next slide.
This is a conversation between Megan and Cameron, dated May 29th. She told the cop that if he couldn't get a clear picture, then she would take it for him type shit. Cameron responds, clear pic of what? Of Kenna's bruising. Megan's response. Cameron responds, oh my God, it's the same shit. And Megan then responds, yeah. Her blood levels are all fucked up, so I don't know why they can't use their brain and consider that the brain bleed could have been because of her blood. I understand the fractures and shit, but again, I think those are from rolling off a bed. She has never shown signs of a broken anything.
And then the next slide.
Bonds in the conversation exactly. That's what the fuck I'm saying. She rolled on a ceramic tile from 3 feet high, maybe like two and a half feet.
And in this next slide.
The next slide was a screenshot of a note that was located in her iCloud that is dated May 29, 2024.
Can you explain Note or how those are in Apple devices? And what does it state?
It is providing a timeline of and really kind of like a sequence of events since McKenna was born and some incidents that may have occurred that I found to be relevant to just maybe outline the situation.
And this next slide?
The next slide is a continuation of that same note.
And are you able to tell us when this note was created?
May 29th, 2024.
Moving on to the next slide here.
There is a March 9th conversation here between Megan and Cameron that we're going to go over. Megan is in the blue boxes, and Cameron is in the gray boxes. This was located in Megan's iCloud. The rate here that there is some marks on McKenna's neck, and then there's a subsequent follow-up conversation that occurs that we will see here in the next slide.